We'd like to have someone speak now who I just met, who was a laid-off daycare worker, and her name is Christine McGuire.
They just now asked me to speak about daycare, so I have nothing prepared. I'm just going to say a couple of words, but I've been in daycare for almost 20 years, and I think the way that this Commonwealth is treating children is a shame. It's unacceptable. Not only children in daycare, but children in the public schools. And what we're telling our children now is, from the age of 3 years and younger, up through the public schools with all the cuts, that you're worth nothing. That's what we're telling our children. Daycare has been completely taken apart in this state. We used to have a great daycare system. I don't know if people realize, but there's almost no daycare left for income-eligible working parents in this state. Daycare for parents who want to get off welfare in the ET program, Dukakis' crowning jewel, is also being cut completely. The public schools are being cut. Teachers are being laid off in droves. We're telling our children you're worth nothing, and then we wonder why they're out there on the streets. And we wonder why they're not a good part of society and taking part in what they're supposed to be. That's because they've been told all their lives that they're the lowest priority. Our children are the ones who are going to carry on in the future, and we will not allow them to be treated this way. Thank you.
I'm going to set a regular speaking schedule with a couple of distinguished people who are here and they have to run. Gentleman here from the Boston Indian Council this year, and the Indian Commission was cut $52,000 in the Dukakis government. So please.
I just want to greet all you people here today and say, all of these were built on Indian blood. They're taking away all of the things, the resources and everything from the Indians. Today, as Indian people, we turn it back to the poor people and ourselves, that we protect all of this land and all of this environment. This is our land, and we're protectors of this, and we are going to ask for your help in order that we, American Indians, be able to give back what we had before. And I pray and I hope that you people will support any Indian activity that's going across the nation, and especially at James Bay, where they're trying to flood out all of the lands and everything up there. We need your support there. I think my friend Luke Burridge can talk about James Bay. I think he knows a little about it. I haven't much to say. The only thing that I want to do as an Indian is to help you people to give back all the things that we had before the white people were here. We want to hand it back to you people and let you handle it, and not these cronies up here that are stealing and robbing the people, and especially the poor people, and taking away from all the kids and the children. Lou, you want to say something about James Bay?
No.
This is very important because we got a lot of things scheduled this summer of 1991, because we got to get ready for 1992 when Columbus comes back over here again and wants the rest of our resources and our lands.
Thank you. I'm Luke Gerwitz. I'm an attorney here in Massachusetts, and I've been working with Indian people around the country for the past 20 years. And I want to say hello to most of you whom I've been with before and walked with before, and I think I saw most of you with 10,000 more of us over down the street there just a few weeks ago, talking about bringing our people home and talking about no war for oil. Well, right now, up in Canada, not very far from us, the great conglomerates, the state of New York, Massachusetts, the government of Quebec, the Canadian government, the United States government, Exxon, the 7th largest government in the world. Exxon had the 7th largest GNP last year in the entire world.
For Jim Stewart.
But all those people are getting together and they're going to flood an area the size of France. There are thousands and thousands of Indian people there. There are thousands and thousands of deer and bear and muskrat, porcupines, skunks, squirrels, all the other things that the Creator made and put on the earth to share the earth with us. All those other living things are there, as well as...
He also put the Ice Age here, which killed all those...
Ecologically, it will be a disaster. It will be one of the worst things that's happened to us in many, many years. You know that they already have these 765 kV lines coming down from there, these kind of lines that if you stand underneath them on the ground with a bulb in your hand, they'll light, the bulb will light. The kind of lines that are creating psychological problems, that are causing miscarriages and birth defects, that throw off so much electricity that no one even really begins to understand the effect of it. All of that's coming down. Not to make electricity cheaper for us here, but to keep Broadway lit, to use waste, to keep these buildings lit 24 hours a day, to just waste. Because spending electricity means spending our money, and making more profits for them. Many people are getting together and they're starting to educate themselves about James Bay. I wish I had some more information to pass out. We're going to New York to a demonstration this weekend. I hope to come back with more information and get it to some of these groups that are participating in this, to get it sent around Boston and around the rest of the area, because it may very well be the next time that the people, the poor people, the Indian people, those not so poor people who are starting to awaken to the ecological realities of what's happening in the world today, all of those people are going to coalesce and come together and stop them up there. And when we stop them up there, we're going to start peeling it back, all the way back down here. We don't need too many, but we need a few victories. We need to teach ourselves that this is not a futile effort, that the work that you guys do, that the planning and the hours and the money and the walking from Springfield is not for nothing, that people appreciate it. And if we weren't here, we wouldn't be involved. And if we weren't here, then other people wouldn't see this on TV tonight. Don't ever think that these small crowds and these few of us is meaningless. It's certainly not. I'm all around the country, and I go to groups just like this. I march in Milwaukee with 10 people. I march in San Francisco with 1,000. But the marches are on, and the people are together, and they're not going to stand for it. We're not going to let ourselves be poor and victimized the rest of our lives and our children's lives while these people waste and just consume beyond belief. We don't need to produce more electricity. We need to consume less electricity. We don't need to produce more of the waste and goods and plastic. We need to consume less of them. We need to start living closer to the bone. They need to, not us. We already live close to the bone. They need to start living a little closer to the bone. And then maybe they'll learn what life's about. Keep your ears open and your hearts open. Listen about James Bay. Write letters, sign petitions, do what you're asked to do by the different people, and we will stop that power distribution and rip-off up there, that murder, that genocide, that ecocide that's going on up there, and the effects of it will be felt down here. Thank you, and God bless you.
Our next speaker is Anthony Lysurgis, who is known to be the Secretary of Communities and Development, an area which was massively gutted by the Dukakis administration this fall. And here's our Secretary.
Hello everybody, my name is Anthony Lysurgis. As a shadow government appointment on housing and community development, I would move toward struggling to eliminate the cuts on the housing programs because there's